Hello, Cosmic Family. It's your girl, Cosmic Jazz 222, and today I am back with another video. This time, this is dedicated to an astrological event. As you can tell by the title, I will be doing a reading on the energies and basically what you guys need to expect for eclipse season, which is around the corner. Okay, so before we get into anything, I do want to put a disclaimer. This will be based on astrology, tarot, and my interpretation and intuition on what is being displayed. So if you happen to not be comfortable with these topics or what I'm doing, please stay clear of my video and my entire channel just so you can have a peace of mind. Additionally, this is going to be a general reading. Not every single message is going to apply to you, and that's okay. Do not freak out if that's the case. But take this as a food for thought and some guidance. All right, guys. So I want to talk about what you guys should be expecting with this eclipse. So if you guys are not aware, eclipse season is based on what's going on with the North Node and the South Node in astrology. The North Node represents where we are being brought to, where our destiny lies, where we are all supposed to be going as a collective, okay? And as you may know, the North Node is currently in the sign of Aries. So collectively, we are moving towards a more Aries-like destiny, to say the least. But I'm going to elaborate more on that. Now, the South Node is currently in Libra, and the South Node represents what we are letting go of, lessons that we have overcame, wisdom and knowledge that we do have from previous past lives. So the South Node can most definitely be equated to what we are releasing and what we are saying goodbye to as a collective. Now, how this ties in with the eclipses, this is when the sun and the moon make conjunctions or oppositions to these points, the North Node and the South Node, okay? So our first eclipse will be a full moon, I believe, and this is going to happen on March the 25th. And with this being a full moon, that means the sun is going to be conjunct the North Node in Aries. And this will be lying in opposition or opposing on the opposite side to the moon that will be conjuncting the South Node in the sign of Libra. And as you know, Aries and Libra are opposite signs. So what this ends up doing is we see a push and pull with these energies, okay? And let me remind you what Aries and Libra represent. Aries represents independence. It represents the self, as it does originally rule over the first house in astrology or in your chart. This means we will be seeing themes of self-independence, thinking for ourselves, themes relating to our health, our physical body, who we are as a person, and what our leadership is in this world. Meanwhile, Libra takes a more holistic approach where it's focused on the other. Libra focuses on our relationships. Libra focuses on harmony, creating balance, compromising, diplomacy, and yes, marriages, relationships, how we connect with somebody on a romantic level or on a business level. So as you can see here, Aries is more individualistic compared to Libra. And dare I say more passionate, more driven, and possibly more violent, as Aries is ruled by Mars versus Libra being ruled by Venus, which are two different energies. Venus being harmony, balance, beauty, Mars being passion, aggression, war, violence. So these are some themes that we will be relatively dealing with these eclipses. Now the second eclipse will be a new moon, and this will be on April 8th. So we're going to be hit by two different eclipses during Aries season. And on top of that, we will be entering Mercury retrograde, which is happening in the sign of Aries, okay? So what does this all mean, guys? And I'm going to get into the cards. I'm going to show you guys, how this energy is really playing out. But what I'm already intuitively getting is as a collective, we are being focused, or we are being encouraged to focus on what's best for us on an individual level, meaning what is our life purpose? What really brings out that leadership characteristic within all of us? What brings us passion? Where can we put our power to? Where can we put our focus into? And how does that really showcase who we are or who we need to become? So that's what Aries is all about. Aries is all about doing things for ourselves, for the betterment of ourselves. Now, there can be a flip side to it, because there's always a shadow side. It may manifest as being more selfish, but we're not going to get into that just yet. So simultaneously, what we're doing is we're also releasing anything that might be inhibiting us. And this is connected to Libra and the South Node in Libra. Like I said, Libra does represent relationships and trying to compromise. So what we also see happening at the same time is we start to let go of relationships that may be inhibiting us from really pushing forward to who we need to be. This means letting go of codependency, letting go of toxic and possibly abusive connections, letting go of people who are restraining us, people who don't support us, people who might be using us, and perhaps letting go of this tendency of trying to people's please, trying to live our life in order to please others instead of really living our own lives. So we will definitely see a lot of friction in relationships with this transit. And I'm already seeing when the South Node entered Libra and the North Node entered Aries, there was an uptick in breakups and divorces, and it only escalated when Juno went retrograde earlier this year. So those are some themes that we will be seeing with this. Additionally, as Aries is a very masculine sign and is ruled by Mars, we are going to see a focus in what's going on with men or with our masculine side. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, the North Node in Aries can entail violence. It can entail, things that are very aggressive energies, arguments, disputes, conflicts, battles. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think you can see where I'm going with this. And with Libra, the South Node in Libra can represent the justice system. It can represent contracts and, diplomacy. So again, you can put two and two together of what that truly means. But we will be seeing more people coming out about their experiences. I would not be surprised if we actually hear, stories of men talking about what they experienced and the abuse and the violence that they went through. Or we might be seeing women or people in general coming out about what they experience, dealing with aggression and, trauma of that sense. So those are some themes that we can really expect to see with these transits, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the reading, okay? So I do have my tarot card here, but I want to do like an overall energy check-in, just to see like overall as a collective, what are some main things, the main things we should be expecting with this, okay? So we're going to start off with the chakra wisdom. Was it chakra wisdom oracle cards? Yes. So we're going to start with this. All right, guys. So I hope you guys are understanding what I am, channeling and possibly resonating with it. Let's see. What does the collective need to know in regards to eclipse season that is around the corner? Okay, so we have Paze. I have never seen this word before. I might go ahead and look it up real quick, but I'm already getting some downloads with this. Okay, I'm just looking based on the picture, and we even see the moon here, which is very interesting. Okay. Let's get two more. What else does the collective need to know about eclipse season? Okay, we have gratitude. Here, let me move this. I don't want this to accidentally be in the way. Okay. And then lastly, wow, and we have impartiality. And you see how this looks like the Libra, actually no, I think she has like the Libra, well, no, but it definitely looks like the scales. Okay, and then over energy is mysticism. Underlying energy is miracle. So let me actually zoom in. There we go. So you guys can look at the cards a little bit better. So I did look up what impasse mean. I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly, but even just based on the image, it looks like he's blocking the path. So when I looked up the definition of this word, this represents a situation in which there is no progress. There's a standstill, there's a deadlock. Even if there was negotiation, even if there were some type of compromise or an attempt at a compromise, there still is a blockage. It's like there wasn't no agreement that we came to a conclusion with. So this is the first energy that's showing up with the collective, and I believe this is the sacral based on the colors. So what I'm automatically getting with this energy is during eclipse season, what we will begin to realize is there are certain things that will take some time for us to really sort out. And this is on a collective scale, but this can also be on a personal scale. There are just certain things that will take time, and you can't come to a conclusion or a complete compromise or a mutual understanding overnight. Some things are complicated. Some situations, there's just too many layers to it, and it's almost as if it's easier said than done. So what we're going to see with the collective is there's going to be more disputes. I do see more arguments. If we're talking about nationally or with like countries, nations, government systems, and politics, we will see a lot of issues and tug of pull on certain things that we are focused on as a collective. So for example, I am in the United States, and I believe we are having our presidential election this year. What we're going to see is even on both parties, for example, and notice how we have impartiality. There are just going to be certain issues that they cannot agree on, and that's unfortunate. And of course, that might lead to more conflicts and disagreements and ultimate division. If we're not going to focus on the United States, because the US isn't the only country in the world, obviously, and we're not the center of the world, we are even going to see this with allies, or we're going to see this with other nations, and even countries or nations that you may view as the opposite, right? There's just going to be this overarching theme of we can't agree. And on top of that, we can't agree to disagree. So what this is going to create is a lot of tension, and we will feel like as a collective we hit a dead end, and it's like the only solution would be to go against each other. And I don't want to scare anybody, but that's just how the energy feels, and that's how everybody's going to feel. Is like, if we can't agree on anything, what's the last resort? Are we going to fight each other? And notice how this is playing into the theme of Aries and Mars, which rules over Aries. Even if we get into the mythology behind it, Mars in Roman mythology, or the equivalent, is Aries. In Greek mythology, that's the god of war, right? Mars even represents battles. Aries is all about battles, right? So we are seeing disagreements possibly coming up. And with the South Node in Libra, maybe some people are going to be letting go of trying to compromise because it didn't work, because it didn't lead to no solutions. All right. So that's the first energy I'm picking up. But what's so interesting is we switch over into gratitude, which is the third eye. And it's almost as if even though we might have these disagreements, we might not come to a full realization of what the solution is. There is an energy of being grateful for what we have done, being grateful for the opportunities, being grateful for how far we came, despite there being a temporary dead end. And I do feel like during this time, people are, despite seeing division, on a grander scale, I do see people on a personal level coming together and really appreciating the simple things in life, because the more complicated things, if we're talking about grander scales, it's just a lot to fathom, it's a lot to deal with. So I do see people coming back down to reality and really focusing on their daily lives. So like family, sitting out and watching the sky and just being in nature. I see people keep, staying closer to those they care for, staying within their social group that is very close and knitted. So I am seeing people embracing their personal lives, embracing those they know personally. And this will create union in that sense. So we're going to see like a back and forth. Grander scale might look like division, but within it's going to cause people to come together, if that makes sense. And then we end up with impartiality, and I believe this is the crown chakra. And it's so interesting because when I'm looking at this card, she's balancing the paint buckets, or this is supposed to be the scales. And there's this understanding of, sometimes we can't take sides. Sometimes we have to remain neutral. Sometimes we have to be unbiased. Because with all this sacral and all this passion and like anger and energy, it's so easy for us to get wrapped up in our opinions and our beliefs that are subjective. But with impartiality, there's something here stating, well, we got to do what's best for the greater good. And what does that look like? We don't know. So I'm not going to really touch on with this, but what this is saying is overall, we will be transitioning into a time where we have to really understand what it means to be unbiased and really understand what it means to do what's for the greater good and what does that look like. So while there is going to be division, while I do see a lot of conflicts happening, I do see people embracing each other. And there's something here about finding the middle ground, finding some type of neutrality in all of this. So we're going to see this within eclipse season, okay? Hi guys, this is Future Jazz talking as I'm editing the video. Also want to mention another positive aspect of this, and this is more on the personal scale. If you have ever experienced moments in life where you are blocked from pursuing something or moving forward, be it a relationship, a decision relating to career, life purpose, school, even a purchase, you're going to be met with gratitude and accepting what has happened in the past and understanding certain things had to happen, certain things we were just not meant to move forward with. And overall, I see you accepting that and gaining a higher perspective on it. So that's something you could expect during the eclipse season, just overall acceptance and understanding of the past and letting bygones be bygones. All right, back to the video. And what's so interesting is people will be tapping more into their spiritual side or getting more connected to their religion and to their faith, because that seems to be the glimmer of hope in all of this. And we do have as the underlying energy a miracle. So despite all this conflict, despite all this back and forth, I do feel like something good does come out of it. But it's coming from a place of we need to be neutral. We need to figure out what's really considered the greater good in all of this. All right. So now I'm going to get into the tarot, okay? Actually, I want to, before we do that, I want to see the shadow aspect. And I did sort of touch on the shadow aspect already. Give me a second. Let me just zoom out. There we go. I did touch on the shadow aspect technically, but I want to see like how this really translates with the cards. Okay, what shadow aspect will be brought to light during eclipse season? Okay. Oh, no, that's too many cards. What shadow aspects will be brought to light during eclipse season? We have days of regret, bargain slaw of the heart chakra. Okay, let's get two more. We have sorcery, which is very interesting because we had mysticism as the over energy. So yes, people are going to be focusing more on their faith, but I definitely see an uptick in occult activity. I do feel that people wanting to know more about esoteric knowledge, people wanting to get into new age, especially with sorcery, more people coming out as, oh, I'm a spiritualist, or I consider myself a sorcerer or a witch, or people coming out as I'm a healer, or I'm a part of this group, I'm a part of this faith. So I am saying that, but I do feel like there is this magic that is the center focus here, which I find very interesting. But we're going to get into that, guys. And I feel like this might be connected to Pluto in Aquarius. And we have Eye of the Storm. And then the over energy is silence is golden, which is very, very interesting. And then unquenchable thirst. So the fact that the over energy is silence is golden, when I see this card, this speaks of this shadow aspect or a negative pattern of keeping quiet when you're not supposed to, or feeling like you're being silenced. So this is all about feeling silence. What I do feel like is happening, especially with eclipse season, and this is going to be a theme throughout the year, a lot of things will be exposed, both on a personal level and on a collective level, especially with politics. I'm telling you this now, and I might even post a video regarding Pluto and Aquarius and what that means. But what I can say, a lot of people that are in power, or a lot of people who have been controlling everything, there's going to be a lot of focus on censorship. You know, is it moral? Is it ethical? And even people coming out about how they have been silenced by certain people. And maybe this is something you are experiencing personally. Maybe you feel like you were silenced by those around you, those you cared for, or people you thought cared for you. Okay. But we have Days of Regret, Sorcery, and then Eye of the Storm. So with Days of Regret, I do feel like there is an issue of letting go of the past. There is an issue of stopping cycles and patterns. And now I'm feeling this is more personal related. So if you are someone, let's say if this is your story, if you are someone who has been having issues accepting the past, right? Accepting what's happened, whether it was a breakup, or you lost someone you loved, or something, there was a failure. I am seeing this is somehow connected to magic and tapping into certain energies. I do feel like as more people get tapped into their spiritual side, I do feel like there's this overall energy of trying to control an outcome, or trying to force an outcome to occur, just for the sake of feeling reassured and not stressed. So do I feel like some people might be tapping in and doing spells that might be a little bit problematic? Yes. And this can even translate into binding spells. And this is what I'm feeling: binding spells, love spells, hexes, breakup spells. Like I'm seeing those, and I'm even seeing, like, I don't want to scare anybody, but like people even doing death spells. And it's because there's this regret here. There's this, if it's not regret, it's anger, you know, because this would, when I see this, anger is right here. So it's like you're asking for something that isn't meant for you. So I do feel like instead of manifesting, you're manipulating energy. And that is where we head into, like, hey, that is not cool. Even on the spiritual level, that's not cool. So yes, I do feel like more people will be trying to make an outcome occur. And I really feel like this is relating to connections in general. I do feel that. And with Eye of the Storm, this is all about trying to find peace during chaos. So it's like people are doing these things to find peace, to be reassured, and, you know, not to be filled with regret or depression or sadness or even anger. So I am seeing possible unethical uses of magic specifically. And if you do magic, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But if you are sane enough, if you have a good moral compass, you would know there are certain things you should not be using your magic on. There's certain things that are just like crossing the line, especially spiritually. So I'm getting that. All right. So yes, I do see more magic. I see spells. I see people tapping into things, even things that they don't know about. They're just trying, you know, just trying it just to try. And it's like, you have to know what you're doing, first of all, and what you're connecting to. So, okay, so let's do tarot. Let's get into it. Okay, so first card flipped over, we have the Ten of Cups reversed. What does the collective need to know about the eclipse? Okay, Ten of Cups reversed, the Eight of Wands, Okay, Temperance. And the Emperor. I am not surprised at the Emperor. I was actually expecting the Emperor to come out. This is Aries energy, but the Emperor can even speak of a fatherly figure, authority, a boss, someone who's in power, in charge. And this is all connected to Aries. Okay, so let me see what the over energy is. Over energy is the Two of Swords reverse. Yeah, this is like a stalemate. This is like blocks. And the underlying energy is the Queen of Swords. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, there we go. So 10 of Cups represents a delay in happily ever after. 10 of Cups usually represents our happiness. It represents what we want to emotionally achieve in this life and what would bring us emotional fulfillment. And the 10 of Cups specifically can speak of family life. So when it's reversed, so I definitely see a focus on the family unit. And this is everywhere. And I feel like this is regarding, again, like roles. So so that's another message that's coming through. I do feel like the family unit might be put into question, or what would be considered a healthy family unit specifically, because there's a lot of focus here, and I'm specifically picking up on father figures. There's going to be a lot of conversations on the importance of having a father, or importance of having a paternal figure in the family, and even issues relating to the father. So this could even be, again, a possible absent father, for example, and this could be your story, or a father that was cold and not emotionally available, or a father that was unfortunately overtaken by addictions, or even a father that was abusive in different ways. So these themes are going to be brought up during this transit, during eclipse season, and we're going to see a lot of people, especially men, talking about their experiences of having an unhealthy father figure, or possibly not having a father figure. And we're going to see more men coming out and being open about how that really impacted them, and how this could end up impacting like the later generations, or how their connection is with their kids. So we're going to see a lot of conversations, especially with the Eight of Wands, regarding broken families, okay, and the importance of creating a structure, because the Emperor speaks of not only father, but structure, authority, leadership, and knowing where you're going and having power over that. Now, temperance is, to me, I'm seeing like balancing out responsibilities, and temperance is all about making it work. So we are going to see more people putting effort into their families and trying to create healthier dynamics. Do I feel like this could literally translate into healing generational trauma? Yes. So I feel like more people are going to be aware of the idea of what a generational trauma is, and what cycles are connected to that, and how they're supposed to break it. More people are going to realize they want to be the ones to stop certain cycles that have transpired over generations and generations. Okay, people are done. People don't want to continue something. I definitely feel that. Okay. Now, I also feel like this is somehow connected to politics too, because I'm getting the Emperor. There might be some type of policy brought into question here relating to broken families. I'm trying to think based on history, because I am feeling like there was a policy. So here, okay, I might sound crazy. Some of you guys might end up losing me at this point, but I do feel like there might be a specific policy brought into question that may have led to broken families. If you are in the United States, I really feel like that is part of it. And there's someone here that is a main factor in all of this. I don't know how this would translate, but I definitely feel like something about political influence causing broken homes. And this could have been in the past, or this could be a discussion now. Okay, what else does the color need to know about eclipse. King of Swords reverse. Yeah, it's like someone here was not telling the truth. Someone here used the law. Okay, there's something here about using the law wrongfully, using their voice wrongfully, using their power wrongfully. And this is somehow connected to broken homes or a wish not being realized emotionally. King of Swords. I'm getting Aries and also air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. What else does the collective need to know about this eclipse? Yeah, I'm seeing issues over details. So there's a link between the court system, families, and someone in charge, and fathers. I'm definitely picking that up. And then Four of Cups. This is all about detachment. And then the Moon. This is secrets. Why do I feel like this is relating to... should I say that? I don't know. I don't know if I should say that. Yeah, look, 4 Wands. Unstable environment and unstable home. Broken homes. I keep seeing that. So, okay. All I can say is there's going to be a lot of discussions. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of men coming out about their experiences of either not having a father or having a terrible father. We're going to even see women talk about this, but I definitely see a focus on men, especially during Aries season. And mind you, Chiron is in Aries as we speak. So the masculine side of us, or the masculine side of the collective, has been getting hit by that wounded, you know, because Chiron is the wounded healer. Anything else the collective needs to know about? We got the Chariot. What else does the collective need to know about the eclipse? I also feel like more people are going to be called to travel or go to a distant place, okay? Chariot speaks of travel, a car, a vehicle, a possible plane. 4 Wands reverse can talk about unstable environment or getting out of your comfort zone. And the Hermit's all about a personal journey, isolating. So I do feel like there's going to be travel. More people are going to want to travel somewhere that brings them some type of clarity. 10 of Wands. And it feels very ancestral. Like I feel like a lot of ancestral energy here and generational energy. And it's like overall the collective is going to want to heal, but at the same time there's going to be a lot of conflict connected to it. The Wheel of Fortune speaks of a change. The King of Cups. Fool. And there's going to, oh, I'm so sorry. And there's going to be a focus on hidden victories. Victories that are quiet. Victories that are more intimate. And I'm seeing the collective is going to be starting something new. Okay, there's going to be a new leaf switched over, flipped over. I don't know how the saying goes. But with the Fool here, this is all about new beginnings. 6 of Wands reverse. Yeah, I can talk about like bad press or bad attention, but it can even speak of victories that are silent. Victories that no one else would know about. King of Cups speaks of our emotional state, and the Wheel of Fortune is all about timing. The timing is now. So people are going to be more sensitive and more considerate of others and their experiences. I do feel that. Okay, what else do I want to pull from? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from my, I don't want to make this too long, but I feel like it's already long. I'm going to pull from my astrology deck just to get additional messages. But overall, yeah, eclipse season is definitely going to be pretty interesting. If you haven't done the work, if you're choosing to stay wrapped up in some type of cycle that's not healthy for you, you might find this transit a bit challenging because it's encouraging you and trying to force you to change for the better and eliminate anything that's really preventing you from being you. Wow, we see you at the North Node flipped over Virgo. Let's see. That's crazy that the first house popped out like that. And I literally talked about how Aries originally rules the first house. Personality, appearance, physical body, early development, and identity. So people's identity is really going to be a focus here. Who are you? That's the question. That's the question of this eclipse season for all you guys that are watching. Who are you? And who are you becoming? And is that person, is that something you really want to become? Aries or Aries. Strife, discord, contention, rivalry, liberation, and warrior. And this is all to liberate you from, again, things that have been holding you back. This also represents rivalry. So I feel like once people start really becoming who they need to be, it will cause tension. It will cause some type of division because, again, it's like if you've been one way because you were forced to and you start switching and doing things on your own accord, the people who were used to that older version of you are going to have they're going to feel some type of way about it. We have waxing gibbous, energy, strength, renewal, and determination. And this is supposed to help fuel you to go towards your destiny, to go towards your North Node and your life purpose. Waxing crescent, strength, healing, and fertility, and creativity. And this is an opportunity for you to really start brand new. 8th house. This is all about transformation. This is all a transformative experience for the collective. And with the galactic center, this is supposed to align us with source, with God, the divine consciousness. This is where we're being led to, home. The purest energy out there, the highest energy. And what's the highest energy? Is God. Source, the creator. Okay, so now I'm going to pull from the star seeds and then I think I'm going to end the reading, okay? So final messages for the collective in regards to, was it eclipse season that's coming up? So first card we have is lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. I literally said this. And I want to remind you guys, I mentioned that a lot of things will get exposed, a lot of revelations during eclipse season, especially with that Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Aries, a lot. And let me tell you, these revelations, I believe, are going to be very straightforward. It's no longer the, oh, let me just see the signs, the angel numbers, the synchronicities. No, it's going to be dead smack in your face and you're not going to be able to avoid this, okay? So this can be on a personal level. You're going to have revelations that are so straightforward, you can't ignore them. And this can also happen on a collective level where we understand, okay, this is the issue. We need to address this. And I'm seeing a lot of questioning. I'm seeing, again, anything unaligned must go. South Node in Libra, releasing. You are not for everyone. Embrace your awareness. Face your true north. That's crazy. Because that's what the South Node in Libra is all about, and the North Node in Aries is all about. Become your own individual. Become who you need to be. And just know who you are, who you're going to be, won't resonate with everyone. The people you have around you right now may not be the people that's going to accompany you in the future. They may fall away. Or maybe this story already happened for you and you understand this more than anyone. Then we have I'm sorry, defenseless, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. I'm just feeling like overall there's an unlearning that's happening with the collective. Things from the past, things from the ancestors, ancestral things, generational patterns that are being addressed and uprooted. And people are realizing sometimes even family can be a limiting factor. Family could be the reason why you're not growing. And sometimes taking that break or separating yourself from those people might be the key. I also feel like more people will realize what they need to address within themselves. Possibly you too. You're realizing, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Or I wasn't thinking I was in my right mind. Yes, that was a wrong choice. And ultimately taking accountability. So people are waking up. I do feel that. Over energy, star family, you're part of a team of souls, call and support. And just remember, collective, you are supported. If you feel alone, this is my message to you. You will be embracing a new group. I do feel like you're going to be surrounded by new people that are for you. in the underlying energy, a new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. This is going to be a very transformative time for the collective, this eclipse season, and it's going to continue, yes, during Aries season, but it's going to pick up pace during Libra season as well. So yeah, this year is going to be pretty interesting, but I think that's all the messages I have. I might just roll some dice just real quick. Let me just get the astro dice, and then I'm gonna end it. Okay, final messages for the collective eclipse season. So we got Moon and Capricorn in the 3rd house. Yeah, there is something here about really expressing your feelings, but in a very mature way, and being upfront about it. Capricorn is very upfront. Capricorn is all about business. Capricorn can be a little bit dry and cold. And when you have Moon in Capricorn, you know, it takes a certain type of person to really get you. And the 3rd house is all about communication. This can even speak about connections with government, because Capricorn rules over government and politics. All right. And then 3rd house is communication. So with that being said, guys, I hope it resonated, and I hope it, you know, it's going to help you prepare for eclipse season. Don't be afraid. This is just the energy. And we can always use this to our advantage. So with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Bye.